History in the making, celebrating the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. This, the moment of the day, the Queen on that famous balcony surrounded by generations of her family, as her great-grandchildren also took centre stage. Along the Mall, tens of thousands more gathered for a spectacular fly-past.
Portugal. You're Portugal, yeah. Paris, and where are you?
Pakistan.
Right, all the way from the US.
All the way from the US. Been for the 50th, been for the 60th, and I've been for the 70th.
Also in attendance, Harry and Meghan, but they kept a low profile. And all across the country, the celebrations and street parties continue as the bumper bank holiday gets underway.
From Buckingham Palace, this is ITV News with Lucrezia Millarini.
Good evening from Buckingham Palace as we near the end of the first day of this historic Platinum Jubilee weekend. The Queen watched on as a stunning 6-minute flypast soared above the capital. Her vantage point, the famous balcony right behind me, is what brought tens of thousands of people to the Mall. But someone who won't be attending the rest of the celebrations is Prince Andrew. He's tested positive for COVID. More on that in a moment, but first here's our royal editor Chris Shipp on the start of the celebrations.
There were times in recent months when many had wondered if this moment would be possible for the Queen. Today, the 96-year-old showed the world that it was. A Jubilee balcony appearance watched by tens of thousands on the Mall, marking a moment in British history none of her predecessors has ever achieved. The Trooping the Colours ceremony began this morning when carriages carrying the royal family, some for the very first time, made their way from Buckingham Palace. Beginner's enthusiasm from the youngest Cambridge Prince Louis was swiftly managed by his older sister. Kate and her children travelled with Camilla, behind them the Wessex family, all heading to Horse Guards Parade. It was the Prince of Wales who took the salute today on behalf of the Queen, who did not come to the parade ground. Also absent from all events today, but for entirely different reasons, Prince Andrew. Family members watched from windows overlooking Horse Guards Parade with varying degrees of excitement. As for the Sussexes, they were caught by just one camera. Harry and Meghan were back with his family for the first time since they left for California 2 years ago, but did as they promised and kept a low profile. Back at Buckingham Palace, as the household cavalry returned, the Queen, for her comfort, took the salute from there. And then it was time for the people.
So the carriages have come down, the military have come down. It's now the turn for everybody else. They've come to see the one British monarch, the only British monarch who's reigned for 70 years.
And they came not just from the British Isles, but from all over the world.
We are representing Portugal.
So you're Portugal,
yeah.
Paris, and where are you?
Pakistan.
Right, all the way from the US for
All the way
this.
from the US for
Is
this.
it worth it?
Yes, it is.
She's not even your queen.
Huh? Oh, she's our queen. Not on paper, but she's our queen. I've been for the 50th, I've been for the 60th, and I've been for the 70th.
You better hurry up and get down
I know I'm losing my space.
Go.
A tribute to the Queen's 70 years flew overhead. The Queen enjoyed it, her great-grandson Louis a little less so. But in the skies above Buckingham Palace and on the streets below, celebrations for a Platinum Jubilee the country will not see again for many, many years to come. Chris Shipp, ITV News, on the Mall.
Well, today's big showpiece event may have been centred around Buckingham Palace here, but the entire UK has been enjoying a special Jubilee bank holiday as villages, towns and cities around the country staged their own celebrations. Hannah Miller reports.
From the brass band striding out along the streets of Truro to horses parading in Great Yarmouth, and heritage trams rolling through Blackpool, the Great British Weather had got the memo about the first day of Platinum Jubilee celebrations, and in Sheffield, thousands turned out to party in the park.
I think it's really nice that she's been alive for so long, and that's why people are celebrating it.
At this Leicester Street party, people of all ages wanted to celebrate the Queen's reign, including some who remember the coronation.
I think she's one lovely lady. And I think over the years she's had a lot to put up with.
She's probably the best queen we'll ever get.
And while there was no sign of a corgi at this garden party for dogs, the Queen would surely be pleased to see that even her four-legged friends were wanting to get a slice of the action.
This is Jimmy. He's been out today enjoying the sunshine. It's time that we've lost over the last couple of years, so to be able to come to something like this, meet new people and just enjoy, relax, it's even more appreciated.
And with parties set to continue through the weekend, from this Bristol kitchen there are plans to hand out 3,000 portions of Jubilee biryani. But would it be to Her Majesty's taste?
Definitely fit for a queen or a king. It's got her favourite vegetables. The spices are wonderful, so I'm hoping that if she did taste it, she would love it.
As communities come together and take pride in flying the flag, the Queen has perhaps got her wish that many happy memories will be created. Hannah Miller, ITV News.
Well, after that trip around the country, I'm joined by our royal editor, Chris Shipp, back here. And Chris, what more can you tell us about Prince Andrew cancelling his Jubilee appearance?
Well, let's be clear, Prince Andrew was never going to take part in anything today. He was basically not invited to troop in the colour. But this afternoon, Buckingham Palace announced that he wouldn't be going, as expected, to tomorrow's service of Thanksgiving at St Paul's Cathedral. They say he's tested positive for COVID, so he won't be taking part in any of the Jubilee celebrations at all. Some people might well say that's a very good thing. I think the next question is, has he seen the Queen recently? We are told he has seen her in the last few days, but not since he tested positive for COVID itself.
And Chris, some people may have thought that Meghan and Harry may have been stealing the show, but that job actually went to a few others, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I thought actually Harry and Meghan were kind of on their best behaviour, as we sort of said earlier in the week on this programme, that they would be. They kind of kept out the way. They were very much in the background at that Troop in the Colour event. And as we saw, it was, you know, little Prince Louis with his hands over his ears, talking to Great Granny on the balcony. I think he stole the show.
I think he did a bit. And Chris, for now, thank you. Oh, some other news. Police arrested 12 people after a group attempted to enter the Mall before today's Trooping the Colour. Officers dragged several protesters out of the path of a military band near the palace here. And there's been further travel disruption at some airports following days of cancellations and queues. There are also warnings of delays on the roads, with 19 million drivers expected to travel this weekend. Wickets have been tumbling in England's first test of the summer against New Zealand at Lords. Pace bowler Matthew Potts took 4 wickets on his test debut as England bowled the Kiwis out for only 132. But in reply, England's batsmen then collapsed from 59 for no wickets to 116 for 7 at the close of play. Returning to royal matters, and the Queen's birthday honours have been announced. They recognise more than 1,000 men and women, from knitting nanas to stars from the worlds of sport, politics and entertainment. All of them are said to reflect the Queen's own invaluable qualities, as Martha Fairley reports.
From the man who keeps the wheels turning on the royal carriages to England's most senior nurse, and from a 104-year-old dance teacher to the 11-year-old fundraising twins. They are just some of the 1,100 people being honoured for their outstanding service to their community and country. Actor Damian Lewis becomes a CBE for his services to drama and charity. He and his wife Helen McCrory, who died last year from cancer, provided meals for NHS workers during the pandemic. Designer Stella McCartney's also awarded a CBE for her work in fashion and sustainability. Yeah! Former footballer Rio Ferdinand becomes an OBE. And after the Queen's visit to the set of Coronation Street last year, one of the soap stars, Anthony Cotton, is being made an MBE for his off-screen work supporting armed forces mental health.
Prizes and everything are really nice. This is really beautiful, and I've loved knowing that it was going to happen. But the greatest reward you can have is just to help somebody.
92-year-old charity knitter Margaret Seaman, who created a model of the Queen's Norfolk residence Sandringham House, has been honoured with a British Empire Medal.
I just couldn't believe it. I just passed the letter to my daughter and she had a good look at it and read it. She had a cry and I had a cry. But it is an honour. It's a really wonderful award for me to get, especially at my age.
While Bonnie Tyler, who rose to fame with her 80s power ballads, becomes an MBE in a Jubilee honours list that spans the decades and generations. Martha Fairley, ITV News.
Well, let's get a final thought now from our royal editor, Chris Shipp, who's still here. Chris, a really significant day today. We'll get back to that in a moment, but there is still more to come tonight, isn't there?
More Queen to come tonight, actually. I mean, the flag above Buckingham Palace shows that she's no longer there. She's left the palace and gone back to Windsor, and it's from Windsor she will lead the beacon lighting ceremony tonight. Beacon lighting is a tradition that goes up many, many years with the royals. In fact, the principal beacon, I don't know if you can see behind me, is that big tree there, the tree of trees. That'll be lit up. The Queen will start that process from Windsor, and Prince William will light that tree. Yeah,
it's going to look fantastic, isn't it? And a final thought, if you like, because this has been an extremely significant day, hasn't it?
Yeah, you know, I was on the Mall earlier. I've seen pictures of people on the Mall in previous Jubilees. It's the first time I kind of experienced it myself. It really was quite a moment. I think what you got above anything else was a real sense of warmth and affection. Perhaps not for the monarchy in general, and we know that they're not always popular, but particularly for the Queen, and that's definitely something that I felt when I was down there today.
Yeah, definitely, and as you say, there's more to come tonight. There's lots more to come over the next few days as well.
Indeed.
You're going to be here across it all for us, and you'll be here later tonight. Chris, thank you. Well, that is all from us for now. I will be back just after 10 with the late news. Until then, enjoy your evening. Bye-bye.